Going to be a whole lot of polling results this weekend on News 9, News on 6. Kyle Loveless will Sooner Poll, the Chief Operating Officer over at Shapard Research. Let's start with the races that have captured the imagination. Let's start with Republican runoff for United States Senate, former Speaker G.W. Shannon, and Congressman Markwayne Mullin. Who's got the advantage right now?
Well, I think when the polling that we did about a month ago, right after the primary, it showed Markwayne with a sizable lead, 15, 16 points, something like that. TW has done a great job of narrowing that down. Our polling is going to show close to single digits. And more importantly, we also polled at the same time undecideds, who they were leaning towards. A month ago, it was predominantly Markwayne Mullin. Now it's flipped. The undecideds have started going towards TW. I would say right now, TW definitely has the momentum. Will it be enough to push him over the edge? I don't know, because our polling is like a snapshot in time. It's going to be very interesting to see. It's going to be a horse race down to the finish.
Okay, so the best get out the vote operation may win.
Correct, and people forget that this is a runoff, so even less than before, and then, you know, these are the diehard people that are getting out to vote.
Okay, also on the Republican side of the ticket is Ryan Walters, April Grace for superintendent. That has been a very loud race. What do you see in that?
That one's one where it's been strange because there's been a lot of activity for a long time, but Ryan Walters has always had a substantive lead. We've never seen it like dip as significantly. It's going to be, I think that April has whittled away at it, but I still think he wins comfortably.
Okay, another race that the media had largely ignored to the last few days was the Labor Commissioner race. House member Sean Roberts versus the incumbent Leslie Osborne. Commissioner Osborne has been opposed by the governor and in his own party he's taking on, which the media is virtually not touched. But there's been allegations against to Representative Roberts on domestic violence. And so that's what people are hearing about this race. Your thoughts about the polling there?
Well, that one is another one where the lead has been sizable from the beginning. For Leslie Osborne. She has had, and because she has the advantages of incumbency, both business-wise as well as grassroots-wise. Now, Sean Roberts has the conservative wing of the party. Interesting, that's usually who shows up. So it's going to be very interesting to see. She's had the large lead, but it's going to be, if he wins or gets close, it's going to be kind of a shadow thing where he does it very sneakily and very quickly.
All right, another race that has just now caught the attention of the media is the treasurer race. Treasurer McDaniel is leaving, which is Representative Todd Russ, former Senator Clark Jolly. That looks like it's really close from what I hear.
It is very close. The polling has shown consistently, but usually, like a month ago, right after the runoff or primary, the #1 vote getter was like undecided. People just didn't know even after the election. So you've seen people now, the undecideds originally were leaning towards Todd Russ. Now, in the last couple of weeks, the undecideds have been leaning towards Clark Jolly. And part of that is due, I think, to Clark Jolly's had a negative campaign, and people don't like it, that negative ads, but there have been ads not positive towards Todd Russ. And whether it's truthful or not, that's not for me to say, but negative ads work. And so people go from undecideds first, and then they make up their mind. So I think it's breaking towards Clark Jolly.
Any other races, we've got about a minute left, that are catching your attention right now?
Well, it's, you know, these elections are always about turnout. You have House races and Senate races that are, you know, you have incumbents, a couple of incumbents that are up. You should really just take it back, get the popcorn and watch, because there's going to be a lot of interesting races.
All right, and one quick question as we get to about 30 seconds. How difficult is it to reach voters now? Nobody has landlines anymore for the most part. They're on cell phones. So people always go, well, how are the pollsters reaching people? Is their polling accurate? Your thoughts?
Well, polling has changed over the years. Just a few years ago, you could use landlines. You could use cell phones. You could use all these things. Now we're using online techniques. We're using panel techniques, which means people are opting in. So the technologies have changed over time, and a lot of it comes down to targeting. And the best barometer is, have they voted in the past? And a lot of times you match that with their record, and then you basically have to do another level of research to get to them. So it's getting harder and harder to do accurate polling, but at Sooner Poll we've had a proud reputation and been ranked consistently as Oklahoma's most accurate pollster, so we're proud of our numbers.
All right, so we're going to be seeing those numbers on News 9, News on 6 all weekend. Kyle Loveless, COO over at Shapard Poll.
Anytime.
Thanks very much. See this again at news9.com/yourvotecounts and follow me on Twitter @MitchellTalks.